Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, in this opportunity, I'd like to explain you about a journal article entitled SMSLEFA, an alternative synergistic multi-layered analysis of students' learning engagement in EFL context. This journal article written by Didi Soherdi and it is published in Indonesian Journal of Applied Linguistics. Okay, let's come to the introduction. Students' learning engagement, or SLE, has been the focus of educational research at least since the 1990s. Studies have been conducted using various methods and data analysis approaches and frameworks. To be specific, engagement in this study will be investigated in terms of the time and effort teachers and students devote to achieve an expected learning outcomes, as indicated by students' roles and contribution in classroom interactions, learning behavior characteristics, and text used in classroom communication. Okay, let's come to the next slide. The previous study of this scope of journal article is that in Taflin journal there are two articles that to some extent are related to the current study. That of Emilia and Hamid in 2015 and that of Tulung in 2013 examine how systemic functional linguistic genre pedagogy as FLGP can help develop students' ability in English and their perceptions about the teaching program. Manuel Tulung in 2013 was concerned with oral discourse produced by medical students including L2 and L1 in relation to communicative tasks and the EFL context. The former has to do with the current study and the way it employs SFL as its basis. However, it has nothing to do with SLE as for Tulung's. It concerns oral discourse as the product of certain communicative tasks in EFL context. It says nothing about ESL. Let's come to the method and data collection instrument of this journal article. The method that Mr. Didi Soherdi conducted by this research using the qualitative method. The study utilizes a sample of teaching program that has been purposefully selected. The class consists of Indonesian senior high school teacher, so it takes once of teacher from senior high school, and then it is also 24 students involved in teaching learning process dealing with talking about news items in the context of genre-based teaching English as a foreign language in Indonesia. And then the data collection instrument here, the data were collected through a series of activities starting from recording teaching learning processes, observation, and field note taking. The recording here was carried out to document the teaching programs to enable analysts to get the details of each shift and activity in the teaching learning process under study. While in observation, the observation was used to help understand the data of real teaching context. And then the field note was used to record important incidents during the teaching learning process so that SMSLEFA can be used properly in analyzing classroom discourse recorded. Okay, let's jump to the next slide. Here we have findings and discussion. Firstly, we are going to talk about the interaction patterns. Okay, the first layers L1, as stated earlier, is analyzed using systematic approach to classroom discourse analysis. The data in the lesson have been summarized in table 1. As we can see in table 1 here, okay, we have key 1, yeah, key oriented and S oriented and A oriented. Okay, you can check it in this picture of the slide. Okay, let's jump to the next slide. We have example 4, which is exchange 47 in the lesson, illustrates how DS1 initiated exchanges are performed in the lesson. In the example, 2 students nominated to perform the dialogue learned their part, starting with the teacher's invitation or DS1, followed by students' performance. It is the initial by S2 and teacher's evaluation initialed by S1, and ended up with other students' appreciation or which is have initial S2F. This kind of exchange, as stated earlier, is the most dominant one in this lesson. As you can see here in the example 4, okay, that is the example. Okay, let's jump to the learning behavior. As stated earlier, learning behavior will be analyzed using Bloom's taxonomy as the basis of analysis. The result of the analysis is summarized in table 2. Yeah. So here is the table 2. You can see that it is separated, it is divided into 3: cognitive, affective, and psychomotoric, processes. Okay, let's jump to the next slide. Okay, in this exchange, the teacher asks the students to work on the segment of the conversation in pairs. You can see the dialogue here in the example of 6. Kembali lagi ke pasangan masing-masing, meaning go back to your partner, in the hope that the students could get correct and appropriate skills in communicating the ideas contained in the segment. In other parts of the lesson, the teacher nominated students based on the alphabetic order, the first letter of their names according to the number of the order which corresponded to the date of the day, the month, or the year. Okay, you can see here the example 6, the conversation between the teacher and the students. Okay, finally we have conclusion here. Okay, based on Didi Soherdi journal articles, he stated in his research that his paper has been successful in demonstrating how SMSLEFA analyze SLE synergistically and in describing SLE in Indonesian genre-based teaching. As for the first objective, it has been shown that the data have been analyzed in 3 synergistic and integrated layers. The analysis of LY is used as the basis for the analysis of LB and LT. In the meantime, the analysis of LB helps elaborate the results of LY and LT analysis. Likewise, the result of LT analysis sheds light on the result of LI and LB analysis. In conjunction with the second objective, the ASLE has been described in such a way so that it is clear that the ASLE patterns indicate the beliefs that the teacher holds about teaching and language teaching, as well as communicative competence. In addition, the ASLE in the teaching program is well sustained and helps the teacher and students achieve their teaching learning objective targeted for the stage of teaching under investigation. To sum up of this, SMSLEFE has fulfilled its function well. The ESLE has been synergistically described. Okay, thank you. Maybe that's all that I can explain from Didi Suhari Journal's article. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.